I agree with that. Thank you, Mr. Chairman.
Thank you, Senator. Senator Shaheen, please.
Thank you, and congratulations to each of you on your nominations, and thank you for your long public service to the country. I'd like to begin with you, Mr. Sherman, because this summer, a DOD and IG report identified shortfalls in DOD's recruiting and retention of cybersecurity-related positions. I had the benefit of being in New Hampshire this summer with General Van Ovost, who came up to look at the KC-46s that our National Guard has. And she talked passionately about the need for all kinds of IT positions within our military and how we were going to get there. And as you think about your challenges in taking over this role, how do you see your role in recruiting and retention? Because it seems to me without that workforce, we can't do anything else we need to do.
Senator, while cybersecurity is certainly about technology, I feel so strongly that the people factor is what makes it go. If confirmed, I would move out on a new strategy to look at our cyber and digital talent so we could think differently about how we recruit, reskill, and retain our individuals. This is a whole-of-nation effort, and we must come at it much differently, thinking about diversity, about different sort of career paths, maybe not a 30-year career path, but folks come in and out of the organization, looking at the security protocols therein, and also building upon the progress the DOD has made in terms of how they already understand the work roles and the cyber accepted service, but also thinking differently about how we implement it, Senator.
Well, thank you. I would urge you to look at the National Guard as well, because we have a lot of talent in National Guard units around the country on this issue, and we should take advantage of them wherever possible. Mr. Vazirani, I'm very concerned about the potential for Havana syndrome attacks, also known as anomalous health incidents. Obviously, in your role, you're going to be in a position to consider how DOD responds to those issues. I very much appreciate Secretary Austin's issuing a guidance, but I think what's going to be very important is to have particular protocols that everyone understands and knows what to do if they are the victim of such an attack. So will you commit that this is something that you will take a look at and work on in your new, if confirmed?
Senator, I do know that this is a serious issue and that it's become a priority for the administration. And if confirmed, I would certainly commit to ensuring that the resources of the department, particularly the health system, were available to address this.
Good, thank you. Another issue that has surfaced, sadly, on too many of our military installations is the prevalence of PFAS. It's shown up in the blood of a lot of folks in New Hampshire who were stationed at the former Pease Air Force Base and who now live in the community. Obviously, these chemicals, the PFAS chemicals, are linked to a variety of health concerns. So, and one of the things we need to do is to start thinking about how to track those. Are you aware of any efforts by DOD to offer blood testing for military service members and their families who've been stationed at those contaminated bases? And do you think we should be looking at some sort of a tracking effort to address this?
Senator, certainly the health and well-being of service members and their families is critical for the readiness of the force. And while I'm not aware of any specific actions that the department is taking, if confirmed, I would certainly look at how can we understand the prevalence and impact of these toxic chemicals and what they could mean for families and for readiness. And so, Senator, I do commit that if confirmed that I would work with this committee and with colleagues in the department to ensure we understand the complexity of that particular issue.
Well, thank you. I think there are some provisions in the House-passed defense authorization bill that would look at testing, blood testing for members of our military. Ms. Ritchie, you talked eloquently about what happened at Fort Hood and the need for cultural change. Again, I appreciate Secretary Austin's announcing his support for moving sexual assault cases outside of the military chain of command. This committee voted to support that. If confirmed, how do you see your role in making sure that that gets done in a way that people in the military can buy into and that better addresses the issue of sexual assault?
Senator, it's important to support the Secretary's decision. And if confirmed as the Chief Legal Officer of the Army, it would be my duty to assist the Army in understanding the nuances, the legal nuances involved, and making sure that we have the appropriate implementation so that we do support the Secretary's decision in removing that decision from the chain of command.
And do I have a commitment, your commitment, that you will come back and report to this committee on the progress of how those changes are going?
Yes, Senator, you absolutely do.
Thank you. Thank you, Mr. Chairman.
Thank you, Senator Shaheen. Senator Tuberville, please.